Good afternoon. You may regard this as a little experiment in the hobby of microscopy art. Because but I'm really trying to follow up on a little piece I did a few days ago about the effect of desiccation, leaf desiccation, the death of the leaf on the cell walls. The question is how sturdy are cell walls? How much do things like drying out affect them? I know when I looked at Cheerios and some other things like that, I found cell walls still visible, even though there weren't too much of it. It was just in places. So somehow sometimes cell walls are really kind of sturdy, but I just happened to find on the floor of the dining room one leaf that was desiccated for about a day. It was still flexible, and another one that was completely dried out. It must have been desiccated for considerably longer than a day, maybe 2 days. And so I took these two specimens, and I tried to, well, you have to scrape the layers off to make them thin enough. And the flexible leaf was extremely easy to scrape because the top layer of leaves just sort of came right off with the knife. So I was able to scrape it fairly easily and get a good sample, a thin sample, where the cells were easily visible. The desiccated leaf, the dried leaf, was considerably harder. I had to basically just chip it off. And the chips, some of the chips were good enough to potentially show cell structures. I had to use oil on both specimens to thin them, to make them transparent enough. At any rate, that's the game, and it turns out that the desiccated leaf, there were some places where cell walls were still visible, but in very small spots, and most of it was taken over by fiber, so that the structure of the cells was just not discernible. On the still moist leaf, the cell wall structure was pretty normal. Take a look.